Adding menu. In this section, we are going to see how to add menu to the shooting game we have been creating. Let's start by opening the Aim and Shoot project by double-clicking the Xcode project file. We can see that the background sprite and the play sprite has already been added to the scene, along with a sound effect on startup. Now we are going to add sound effect to our project. So let's remove the codes corresponding to the addition of play image, as we are going to add it as a menu. Let's also remove the sound effect. Now we have to add the image file needed for the menu to the project. Now the Hello World layer implementation file is open. Since we are going to make this file as the menu page, let's rename this file to main menu. We have to give the same name for the interface file as well. Next, open the main menu interface file and change the class name in that file from Hello World layer to main menu. Next, we have to do the same in the main menu implementation file. We have to change the file name in the import section also. Next step is to change the class name used inside the scene method from the Hello World to main menu. So now we have successfully renamed Hello World layer class to main menu. Now we have to change the class name inside the AppDelegate implementation file, which calls the first scene to the loaded in the project to the new class name. The import section also needs to be modified in this file. Now go to the main menu implementation file. Here add the code to create a menu. In Cocos 2D, a menu will consist of one or more menu items. Menu items for a menu can be created in different ways. In this section, we are going to see how to create a menu item using CC menu item image. For this, we have to create an object for the same. The method item from normal image, selected image, target selector can be used for this. The first parameter given to this method is the image which will be shown when there is no action to the menu item or it's static. The second parameter specifies the image to be displayed when the menu item is in the selected state. The third parameter specifies the target of the menu item. Normally, we use the target as self. Here also, we are going to use self. The fourth and final parameter for this method is the selector, which is the method which will be called or executed when the menu item is selected. Now we have to define the method or selector which will be called on selecting the menu item. For now, just add the code to display something on the console inside this method. For our shooting game, we will need two menu items. One we have already created, so let's create the next. Duplicate the first mini item creation code and change the object name, image names, and also the selector name. Now we have to define the method which will be called when the second menu item is selected. So now we have created two menu items. Next step is to create a menu using these two menu items. For this, let's create a CC menu object using its menu with items method. The parameter passed to this method is an array of menu items to be incorporated with the menu. It is possible to align menu items in a menu. Let's align our menu items using the Align Items Vertically with Padding method of CC menu. The parameter passed to this method will determine the padding gap between two adjacent menu items in the menu. Next, we have to add this menu to the scene using the Add Child method of Cocos 2D. We can position the menu using its position property. Now go ahead and run the application. We can see the two images added to the scene as menu items, but the image size is not in accordance with the screen size. So let's scale both of the menu items' image and run the project once again. We can see that the menu items have been scaled to optimum size. We can reposition to the location that we want it to be. Run the application and see that the menu is positioned to its correct position. Now if we press the menu items, we can see the corresponding code added in its selector method is being executed. So in this section, we have seen how to add menu to Cocos 2D scene.